Hey, everybody, welcome to the Insufferable Bastards podcast. Hello, Shuli.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
The only time anybody watches this podcast is when we talk about Stuttering John.
Hi, this is Stuttering John Melendez from the Howard Stern Show.
It's all Long Island to me.
The second she saw the face, she said, "Oh yeah, that was him."
Oh, you're the guy that played fake clips of me. Yes, I remember now.
It's a stupid name, but maybe it's worth listening to. How the fuck do I know? I got my own problems. I got hemorrhoids and shit. When I wipe my ass, it looks like a chocolate-covered cherry. All right, good.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Insufferable Bastards podcast. My name is Carlos Danger. For the purposes of this broadcast, I'm joined by my co-host, the elusive Mr. Brian Spears. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
And then joining me is our third mic co-host, whatever you have to call him. I owe him money. I owe him super chat money. Mr. Obnoxious John. Hello, OJ.
Good evening, gentlemen.
And then making a return appearance to the podcast. The last time he was bought off by Deadpool, I think, months and months ago. That's not going to happen tonight because Kevin Brennan is live and no one is going to watch this. Stevie Lew.
Thank you, Carlos. I just want to go on the record to state that we agreed to this podcast before we knew that Kevin Brennan was going to start early tonight. So in case this gets back to him, we're not stream sniping.
Although we will do some stream sniping, some light stream sniping.
And Stevie, this was your idea to stream snipe him.
Hey, well, I mean, honestly,
I'm sorry.
Feeling good.
No, it was my idea.
I'm feeling good right now that Deadpool is probably distracted with either MLC or whatever else is going on right now. So I should be safe.
Kinky Loco right off the bat, $4.99. OJ, I thought you couldn't get any lower than doing Joey C. Yet here you are.
I mean, what can I say, Kinky? I feel
Thank
bad.
you, Kinky. Oh, yeah, and if you could help me out, because I have all our clips up. I probably should have asked this before, but if you can man the comments, floating anus, I would appreciate that. I love you. Fucking A. All right, so we're going to talk about tonight, right?
We got another super chat.
Oh, the cut of the jib, $1.99 by Stevie Lew.
No. It's not at $2. It's $400 cut of the jib. I keep trying to tell him that my rate's gone up.
And it would be BUY, not buy. Buy. You could buy him. Literally.
So we're going to talk about Stut Jo Depot on Dabbler. And then Kevin Brennan is live right now. And he actually reacted a little bit to the interview that was conducted by El Harible and Obnoxious John, the floating anus you see right there this morning on Dabbling Live. Then we're going to talk a little bit about how badly I sucked on Misery Loves Company yesterday during a 3.5 hour live stream.
Yeah, you were awful.
Then I wanted to talk about the Dabbleverse in transition. I know Stevie Lew suddenly became the fucking MLC hero, and I became a fat melting bastard. That was rough. So the Dabbleverse in transition. Then we talk a little bit about WATP and their steel toe sort of. I don't know how to describe it. It was what it was.
Debacle.
We'll get to it. And then Dabbler of the week. All right. So that's the agenda. So the big news of the Dabbleverse this week, and I'm specifically referring to the Dabbleverse when I say that. Stut Jo Depot on the Dabbler show, on Dabbler Live this morning. Right?
Dabbling Live.
He's the former, I guess he's not, do you call him an employee? He was a freelancer essentially. I would
call him a former employee. I mean, he was the first person they hired when they started doing the Uncle Rico show.
Not full time, not with benefits, anything.
Well,
like
he was.
That. It was literally a freelance.
No benefits.
Yeah, as someone.
But the payment schedule, like according to federal law, he wasn't classified as an employee. You're alleging now a violation of federal labor law.
Yeah, but that's It's a gig type job. It's not you're not getting a 401k with that type of job. It's it's a 1099 job, but plenty of people make livings off 1099 jobs.
And I thought, just reacting to it, because we're going off into the woods a little bit. Ryan Sharman, former CEO of the Shuli Network. Oh, that was his title. That's right. Stut Jo Depot is a class act.
Yeah, he was.
I think he handled himself well. I thought I'm not. Obviously, I have bias here. I like OJ. OJ, we talk offline. I consider you a friend until you turn on me. We just gossip about shit going on in this world. I thought you and El Harible did a good job. You guys were fair, right? You didn't ask. I mean, one thing that's ridiculous about the entire thing, you tune into what is sort of news in this world, and it's a floating anus, a guy in a wrestling mask, and even Stut Jo Depot wasn't showing his
floating
face.
anus.
The chat won't shut up about floating anus. I'm noticing that.
Christ.
So
I don't mean that as an insult, but it's not. I mean, that's an orange. Okay. So I thought it was a good interview. There was nothing. He didn't say anything that was, jaw dropping. There were no allegations of abuse or human trafficking or anything like that. There was no, I don't know, hedge fund or money laundering or anything like that.
Yeah, that definitely was not the narrative we were going for. We just wanted to interview him and get his thoughts on what he thought was what his problems were with Shuli. And I thought he was, I've said it a million times today, but he was a class act about the whole situation. And I agree. We did not take, we weren't trying to be negative about the situation. We just asked questions and, I thought we were very fair, but thank you for pointing that out. Cause I do agree. There was no, we did not go into it like, oh, we're going to get Shuli. It was not about that. It was just, Stut Jo Depot reached out to me and, asked if he could come on, and we were more than happy to have him. I think Shuli did think that it was going to be something else. Because, for all of us that watch all these different shows, Shuli seemed kind of scared about it. He came out attacking us, the mask guy, the filter guy, the anonymous people, the army of anonymous cowards.
It is his livelihood. He's trying something. So I get that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are cool. And you could have been a dick. A floating anus, you could have been unfair. You could have been.
Oh, sure.
You could have been a total dick because I don't know who you are in real life. Sorry. Go ahead, Stevie Lew.
You met me. You know who I am.
I don't really remember.
Couple things I want to bring up here. First is that the Stut Jo Depot controversy, or he as a character, kind of fell into the background over the past couple of months since Pottstown. It's a name that I had kind of forgotten about, to be honest. No offense or anything. He did a great job today. So the fact that the Dabbler team got the exclusive, they got the scoop, that was very impressive. So kudos to you boys and maybe gal, for doing that. And that must have made Shuli just a little nervous because he's in the middle of a different war. And I do want to say is that, like, the first time that this popped back up was this week, earlier in the week, when it was like Bob arguing about not being paid by Kevin. That's when Stut Depot fucking jumped up and was like, hey, wait a second. If we're going to start using this as a weapon, let's go back a few months.
And I could tell you that Stut Jo Depot, again, he was a class act. He could have said a lot more. I've had private conversations with him about this stuff, and he was great, man. Like, he just told it like it was, and I don't think there was any cheap shots or anything like that. And there definitely could have been, especially from my side. I could have definitely picked my spots, and we just decided not to do that. There's no need for that.
I mean, to me, it was like almost a lesson in how it can be shitty to do freelance work, on how difficult it is to do freelance work, to do that type of gig work, to go from gig to gig.
Spears, have you ever been on a small-time independent film where you think that you got lodging set up for the weekend, and then you roll up and they're like, fuck, we got this pull-out bed in the living room?
I just negotiated a contract this week on a low-budget movie and said the one thing I will not do is stay in. It has to be a hotel. It's not an Airbnb. I'm not sharing anything. I get my own place and my own room.
Which that came up today. Richard Christie from the Howard Stern Show came in with a fake infection, and it was brought up that he had a special effects artist.
Can we hold that until the end? Because I actually have that.
Yes,
I have that whole
that
whole video ready to go. I appreciate that. Stinkfinger Melendez. I'm new here, so Carlos has raised that, and they normally do a father-son podcast. Yes, that's absolutely correct. We stand by our fat Melton bastard. Wow. I don't know. There's a lot I can't read all this.
Melton has been growing on me lately. I gotta say,
Sketty Tooth is loyal too. Sketty Tooth is as loyal as they come. Shout out to Sketty.
Oh, yeah.
She's hot.
Agreed.
She's awesome. Yeah, I
what
contributed
is
some
this?
stuff to a Melton thing. Yeah,
We're
there's all
not
that.
getting rid of Stevie Lew, guys.
David Futterman. Which one is the floating anus?
Wait, what is that too? That
I think that would be Stevie.
Chris Mack, the great Chris Mack, sounds like Stut Jo Depot maintained his integrity. I agree. I mean, the other thing, like, you know, if you're gonna throw stones, it's unusual to hire a staff from Reddit, right? I'm not familiar with that. That's essentially what the Shuli Network did. They hired a bunch of Redditors, anonymously, right? These are guys who are anonymous. That's unusual. You know, it's an unusual business practice.
In my humble opinion, Stut Jo Depot was the best producer that they had.
He's an old school dabbler.
Absolute best as far as video editing.
Well, I do like
Hey, let me just finish my one point, but you can't be completely surprised that if you start having, you know, managerial issues down the road or disgruntled employees, the kind of thing. I mean, you're hiring anonymous Redditors, right? That's an unusual way to hire. That's all I was trying to say. Obviously, and it sounds like the whole Shuli Network needs some type of manager, right? Some of the logistical things that came out was interesting to hear. Real inside baseball, but I, as a fan, it was interesting to get that glimpse.
For me, being such a, you know, especially back then, such a huge Ray DeVito supporter, was that they didn't have a place to stay when they got out there. They didn't book a place until they were out there.
I was going to bring that
all
up.
the shit that they gave Ray about not doing that was probably the biggest thing. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's not even that big of a deal in retrospect, but
makes them look weak, makes them look bad. And
who makes who look?
The Shuli Network. I am not a Shuli attacker, even though I'm sure Kevin would want me to be. Fucking Shuli was. I almost texted him on Friday because I know that hotel that he was staying at with the shitter in the shower.
I went and Googled it immediately.
That was amazing.
Well, I knew
it's
5
seen
minutes
anything like that.
I mean, he's not there anymore. I don't want to. I knew where he was staying, and it's only 5-minute walk from my apartment. So I almost texted him to be like, "Hey, bud, like, are you doing anything? You hanging out?"
Imagine going downstairs
and take a shower
there, and there's
Stevie Lew.
Honestly, I was busy Friday, but that thought passed my. If I was a psycho, if I really was a psycho, I could have just fucking followed him for a while. No, I love you, Shuli, but that did make you guys look a little bit weak as a getting prepared for a big event and not having your staff bunked properly. But like I just said to Spears, I've been in a situation where I've kind of gone along on a team effort on a similar situation where people are like, fuck you don't have a place.
Well, again, I also think it's like they're not a network. It's just a bunch of dudes getting together and making shows at you know, I mean, we're building Shuli up way more than he needs to be built up. I just think it's bunch of guys.
Yeah, but they had a travel halfway across.
They all paid for themselves. None of them got there and knew how to set up.
That was the other thing. They had to drive from motherfucking Florida. Then they get to Florida and they have to fucking drive another 45 minutes to get to their fucking house.
Like I do gigs all the time. I do gigs all the time. People pay for me to be there. Like it's not like you don't just show up and get it and you're working. They didn't know how to work a board. He mentioned also about their meetings. They don't even have meetings. They it's more of a competition who can get the bits done quicker.
That was interesting.
And I thought that was the most thing. He at least said he takes pride in his bits and he doesn't feel the same as the other producers, that he really puts the time into his bits.
And Brian's a special effects makeup artist. That's gig work, right, Brian? Essentially, that's what you do. You go from job to job.
Same
so
as
you're
Stevie,
familiar with
like
that.
You know, we're gig to gig. You know, it's a. I don't even have a job right now. The entire industry's closed down. I'm chasing small little movies, so I know what these guys go through just to make a few bucks.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play the thing that John or OJ was talking about. This is from Soft Weekly on Twitter. Shout out to him. I'm sure anybody watching this program is familiar with who he is.
And
but
if you're not, go find Soft Weekly and subscribe.
Yeah,
very funny guy, very good guy.
he had the definitive reaction to the WATP episode on Steel Toe. But anyway, here is Stut Jo Depot talking about Pottstown and Ray, not Ray DeVito, but this is Ray DeVito vindicated.
This time I was not bought a plane ticket. I actually hitched a ride with producer Joe, who lives up the road from me. Rode up there. He had rented a car and we just made the drive. It was a long ass drive.
Really? But it was always implied that, hey, you're going to be at this event. Like, we need you at this event.
Yeah.
Dude. So I guess, did you ever bring up like, hey, how am I getting there? Kind of like, it almost sounds like a Ray DeVito situation where like,
yes, it does.
It was kicked around, you know, in the run up. It wasn't until about maybe a week and a half before the show. And he was like, yeah, you guys are going to have to find your own way to come up here. We can't get you up here. So
really,
we made arrangements, you know, we made it happen, got up there. Once we got up there though, it was just it's like a comedy of errors up there. We pulled into town, we pulled into Bob's house, and that's where Shuli was staying. And come to find out, the house hadn't been booked. The Airbnb hadn't been booked. So
I'll address this comment later.
Airbnb, they booked that on the spot. Turns out that the house that we booked did not have enough beds for everybody. It did 2 nights before when we first got into town. The night before the show, once everybody was in town, though, we were a bed shy, and Shuli was asking for volunteers to give up their bed, basically.
I gotta say, this is like hypocrisy police, right? Because I mean, didn't they give Ray a bunch of shit for not having a place when he got out there? And so you're saying you guys didn't even have a place when you got out there, and you booked it when you got there? Am I understanding that right?
Yeah. So that was that, John or OJ. You were understanding that right. So yeah, you could argue that. Like, I don't remember the whole blow by blow of the Ray DeVito saga. But I mean, I'm glad we got what we got out of it, right? The pink blanket, that was great for a while. But yeah, the point being, everybody was giving Ray shit for trying to find a place to stay and not making arrangements beforehand and how bad that is. And
hours of busting his balls about that.
And nobody mentioned that they were sort of in the same boat. I mean, shit happens. So other than that, we got a super chat here. I'm seeing Terry Need. Oh, you put that up already. Steve, can I get a screenshot of your hands up? Yes, we are into whatever fetish you were in.
Very uncomfortable looking hands. So
he will finger bang you with his penis.
Yeah, and we will. I saw the Big Papa thing because I'm not really looking at the comments.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to take that down.
Yeah, and you can put up comments as they come in. OJ,
I totally did not mean to take that one down. I don't know which one you just said. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. So 3 anti.
Yeah, I'm not anti Shuli.
Neither am I. You lost me on MLC. You agreed with. I mean, I'll get to that, but I mean, I do like everybody involved, but people bring their own baggage. I mean, if you hate Kevin Brennan, one appearance isn't going to change that view. If you hate Shuli, this shit's not going to change.
I hate
Stut Jo Depot.
There's only two. There's 2 Shuli haters.
And I'm not even that big of a fan of Bob. I'm happy he's gotten on MLC.
Stut Jo Depot says it was hard to watch the Ray bashing, knowing how things went down. Cheers.
I can imagine, man. Holy shit, I can imagine.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, I went on with Ray, and like that dude just said, I didn't push back against KB. You know, you get shit for defending Ray. So it's all right. You know, everybody's got their opinions. I guess you want, like, this is sort of a show. Or when I go on other shows, like you're like a beat reporter trying to cover all this ridiculous bullshit, right? So if you're being fair, you should be hated by half the people and liked by half the people. If everybody likes you or everybody hates you, then you're doing
and my advice
wrong.
To Shuli, if you're listening to this, dude, sometimes you can be wrong, okay? You don't always have to be right, because I feel like you're gonna come on BS, go over whatever the show was, and you're gonna make nothing but excuses and try to make yourself the baby face. But sometimes you could be wrong, dude. I think it would be a little more admirable if you just owned up sometimes, because I don't think Shuli, I don't want to say he's not capable of that, but I haven't really seen that yet from Shuli.
I will say, like, we were on a stream Monday night with Ray DeVito, right? We went on at 10 p.m. Ray was
4
hot.
hours.
Right. Ray was high and stoned. Shuli joined at midnight. He texted me and he said, send me the link. And he stayed on with us until 2 a.m.
And it was great.
So
Crazy episode. Yeah.
I genuinely like Shuli. Like, I am not anti-Shuli. So like a beat reporter, hey, waiver for $5.
I think people take what you do, which is put people to their statements. You are a good, question asker, and you take them to task. And maybe some people can misinterpret that for hate when you're just,
That's why we're on the verge of civil war. All right, where were we? Now the chat threw me off. Look at that. You shook me. And there were a couple of chats on MLC yesterday, and I'll play one that really shook me to the core because maybe they're right. You know what I mean? When you really try to be introspective, it's like, oh, fuck, maybe I do suck. But the one thing I want to say, I didn't find anything out of that interview that Shuli would have to immediately respond to, or when the BS show starts Monday morning. I almost, at the end of it, I thought well, Shuli is just going to let that go. It was what it was.
It was what it was.
You could argue that the Chow Ian Hawk argument was really the surprising news that came out of that, the most compelling thing and the most vicious thing that happened on the stream. Now, of course, Kevin Brennan is now, as we speak, reacting a lot to the stream because he watched it. So I assume Shuli and Bob are going to react to that first thing Monday morning. And let me see. So here's a little stream sniping portion with respect to the great Kevin Brennan. Let me see if I can bring it. This is hopefully the part of the show at the very beginning where he was live about an hour ago talking about this interview. And I can pause if you guys need.
Hours ago. Beat Dabbling live with El Haribo. Episode 44.
Oh, that's gonna make it in somebody's intro. I have a feeling.
Name. That was incredible. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched 33 minutes. It's incredible. It's just fucking incredible.
Wow.
I mean, it's 2 and change long. Stut Jo Depot. Is that how you say it? Stut Jo Depot?
Yes.
Anyway, it's incredible. It's the shit they're doing over there is incredible. I don't even know if I'm going to say their name out loud anymore. It's incredible. These poor producers, man. I talked to Bob the last weekend of April because I remember it was the first weekend I did weekend shows. So we were talking about whatever. I don't go in what we're talking about, but it was it wasn't related to really anything with the Shuli Network. Anyway, we were talking a little bit about that.
So another
and he was telling, I don't know if he's telling me that I should use those guys more or I don't know. He was always trying to hustle them some work. Now I get it. And then by accident, he said Bob goes, they make like $800 a month.
So I thought that was what was newsworthy that came out of Brennan's stream earlier this evening. He's still live right now. Perhaps he said more, but he's alleging $800 a month. And then he made the offer to Stut Jo Depot a few minutes later that he would pay Stut Jo $500 if he came on his show to talk about this whole drama, behind the scenes drama. So
you can see he's drinking too. He's had a few glasses of wine tonight. You can tell
it's escalating. And again, to address that comment saying I didn't do enough to press KB, I find all this shit depressing. I watch the BS show. I watch Melton every morning. I religiously watch MLC for the last about 3 years, right? Always got to state, not an OG MLC fan by any means, but I personally find I'd rather them get along, and maybe this will happen if it becomes like they're back in their respective worlds, and I think maybe this is part of the Dabbleverse transitioning. So as a fan, that was the tough part of going on MLC yesterday is I wasn't giving Kevin anything. Like he was shitting on Bob. It's not like I was laughing along. The whole thing is kind of depressing.
Carlos, I just got.
And I need to get a life.
Clear.
Clearly, I need to withdraw from this shit and get a life.
Is the Dabbleverse transitioning to male or female?
But don't.
I think OJ's had a few wines tonight as well.
Yeah, I've had a few beers.
Yeah, so I guess we'll talk about it, right? So I was on MLC yesterday. I was nervous as fuck to go on there. I think what I'll play
You're great.
right away.
I didn't catch all of it, Carlos, but
hey, he could be great, but he could still be very nervous before going on that show. I completely understand that.
Well, it's
too.
because of what's been happening this week. Like Stevie Lew, you're kind of a veteran of it, and you go on there, you know what it is. But I knew, okay, what do I have to offer? Like when I've been on the Shuli Network, he's kind of said, hey, we're going to do the Shitverse press conference. So I'm like, okay, my role is to ask questions. When he brought me on to react to MLC stuff, my role was to ask questions. You know what I mean? So,
and just speaking,
but there was nothing with Brennan. Brennan just says, here, go on. And I'm thinking, if I start doing that, he's going to be like, what the fuck? Why is this guy here? Get the fuck off my show. But he didn't do that. From
experience, Carlos, it's always, it's for me anyway. There is that. I don't know if starstruck is the right term, but the first time you're on with someone, and this was the first time you were on with Stuttering John, you gotta. It's tough to pick your spots for the first time. The first time
big
you're
timing you.
Here's the super chat here's the super chat that actually shook.
I remember my first time with Stuttering John.
No, I've never been on with KB. So I'm just saying the first time, the first time I was on with Chad, the first time I was on with John, it is a little nerve wracking the first time you go on with someone. And then after,
I've interviewed Donald Trump and President Bill Clinton, right? Do I have to, I don't mean to big time. All right, here's a super chat that really shook me.
This Carlos guy thinks he's the podcaster's mouthpiece, coming at KB about him and Melton, Bob's money, etc. Carlos is trying to get a pat on the back and mention on other podcasts. Fuck that guy. I like Carlos because he asks reporters questions. He just wants to know.
I'm going to speak on Carlos's behalf right now.
No, please don't, Ray.
No, he didn't want to come on the show. I'm the one. He didn't want to.
You don't like me?
Show. No, he just doesn't like being in the middle of this like cross.
I'm not funny. I'm barely a podcaster, but I do come on, and the only thing I think I contribute is answering some. Questions,
I like Carlos. I like Carlos because he doesn't really have he's not trying to gain anything by being on the show. He's not trying to promote his own show.
I'm defending Carlos on this super tweet.
Yeah, thanks for telling Kevin I didn't want to be here. Thanks a lot for that, Ray. Once again,
I don't care. I don't want to be here.
Yeah. So what drove me a little crazy about that, first of all, maybe I don't know, subconsciously, maybe that is part of it. Maybe I hope that if I press KB, I'll get mentioned on other shows. I'm not going to fucking, I don't know. That kind of just kind of made me
fucking, or that could have been your wife too. Did you ever think about that? It could have been like an older brother. But one thing about that, did you see Ray smiling like a maniac during that whole thing? He was so happy. Yeah, that's actually what stuck with me, because the thing was, we had talked beforehand, right? And we were supposed to do 4:00, right? Kevin's very organized. They send out a link in the morning. Then all of a sudden, right, I had a plumbing issue, right? I walked down into the basement. There's a pool of water under where my bed. There's obviously something going on between the floors, right? Some kind of leaky pipe thing. And then at 5 minutes later, Ray's like, hey, KB is going to go on a little earlier, is that all right? And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, when is he going on? Oh, he went on already about 15 minutes ago. I was like, oh, so I had that going on. And then Ray was talking about, I want to go to the gym. Ray's the guy that didn't want to go on. It wasn't really me. And then he was classic projecting, right? I know that's a cliche in people, but that was completely Ray projecting, because here was Ray later in the show.
For once, Ray, have a spine and stop being KB's spine. Yeah, it's not getting fun. It's definitely not getting fun.
What did I do? What'd I do?
You've been a dick to me this whole fucking show, man.
Because you don't take my side. When you're on with Shuli, you take Shuli's side. You don't. Take
I don't fucking shit on you, dude. I don't fucking shit on you when I'm on other people's shows. I did nothing but show respect to you, man.
But the envelopes, for years, man. Envelopes light if you want to show me respect.
Come on, Ray. He's just kidding, man. Come on.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's just gonna be calling me fat. It's not. You can't pick on the nobody. You know what I mean? People are talking.
Wait,
about
you really
it.
think I want money from your super chats?
No, we're having a fun show. Michael Snyder, John, how long were you the announcer before he got fired? Did that stay?
So yeah, Stevie Lew.
No,
I know, I
we're
realize
having a
I'm
fun
blabbing.
show. It's fun.
That was
Ray.
What was your
pathetic.
impression of Ray of Ray yesterday?
That was pathetic, Ray. I want to remind you that you are a stand-up comedian and that getting your balls broken and knowing how to respond is like base level shit that you completely just, I don't know if he was having, maybe he had his meds mixed up, he was having an off day or something, but he seemed to have forgotten that he's on an entertainment comedy podcast with comedians breaking balls
On a show called Misery Loves
and
Company.
took everything way too serious. And it was like, I was pulling my hair out of my head watching.
I mean, obviously Ray is being impacted. This is Ray's life. This is, I mean, it's his income, right? So I get why he was sort of out of sorts, but also, like, you know, Ray talks about all the time, he has anxiety. And I think somebody said he was being manic. And I think I'm not a doctor or psychologist or anything like that, but he does need to go to the gym. You know what I mean? And he didn't go to the gym. So he came in there and he was having a hard time with all the pressure that he was under, because if you look at him later in the day, right? So that stream goes on for 3 hours.
Guy. Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's Ray and then there's Bud Light Ray.
Yeah.
And this will allow me to bring to address something else. And David Skywalker says Ray is right here. Kevin was abusive. Actually, OJ, can you remove that? Because I'm going to play a video and now I have another screen up and I fucked up.
Yeah,
I apologize. So this is from Franklin Scheckler. Franklin, I'm amazed by this guy's clips or woman. I have no idea, because it just gets to the essence of Ray a lot. And I don't think this is bashing Ray. It's just
Franklin is an old school compound O&A guy who's been clipping for a long time. He doesn't like me personally, I know that, but I will say, yes, he does do good work.
I don't know which clip you're playing, but there was one of them I saw today on Twitter where it was clearly a joke that Ray was trying to write. So let's see which clip you have.
I think maybe you were better off all along not listening to me, because if you were, I don't know if we'd still be friends.
Why? What did you say about me I was not listening to?
No, but it is fun to play the game of what I can slip past you. Like, even when you and I are hanging out in person, and I'll do it all the time. It's just like to test if you're with me or not, and it's just fun. Then I can say whatever I want, and you're like, yeah.
Look at Ray's eyes.
Easy 1, 2, 3. I'm done.
Yeah, he wasn't with her right there. That was poetry in motion, I think they call that.
Let me just close that. Yeah, that was amazing. I love Ray, but that's like like he was just a different person. Like, she's talking to him about how he doesn't pay attention, and that wasn't a bit, unless Ray is a genius, and he wasn't paying attention. So I just love Ray. And then the other Franklin Scheckler video again.
Do you see how he sips beer? It's like psychopathic the way that he
he is very comfortable with Ari Jane too, and maybe I'll talk about that for a second, because Ari Jane made like a wild comment about me the other day that I saw at the end of Melton's stream, and I'll address that, but no hard feelings or anything, but I can explain. All right, so this is actually Ray. I just mentioned something as an aside, and this is true. Anything you say to Ray will make it onto a stream. There's no private conversation with Ray.
It's my second flight. I got home, I showered, got on the stream, and yeah, that's it. We're only doing like an hour. No, it's my second. That's my first. It's my second. Yeah, he had emergency stuff at home. His pipes are breaking. He's a family man. That's the old Pokemon songs. I'm a family man, and if you push me too much, I just might. Leave me alone. I'm a family man. I talked to his kid on the phone. I told you that. His kid says I curse too much. I'm a potty mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a potty mouth. I'm like, why are you letting your kids listen to me?
I don't.
I'm a potty mouth, I tell you. I never had pee in my mouth. If a girl peed in my mouth, if that's what she was into and I was into her, I was like, I guess if this is what you want, I'm not swallowing that. No, I don't want to.
Clearly a joke.
Whoa.
Clearly
Yeah,
a joke.
I
He was
don't-
writing on the spot. I thought it was funny.
I don't know. As he went from talking about my child to something a potty mouth and pee in mouth. I don't. I mean, hey, yeah, it's clearly a joke. It's fucking weird, man. Like, I mean, it is Ray. It's one of the most
That's a joke
Rayist
I would try to
Rayisms
make,
I've
I
seen.
think. Honestly, like potty mouth, and then I liked where he was going with it. I think he could probably turn that into a bit for on stage. Honestly,
I'm sort of Team K here. What the fuck? I mean, but OJ, he's on there with Ari Jane. All right. I'm not even gonna address it. To me, it was sort of bizarre.
see, I saw it clearly. He was trying to make a joke. I don't know. I maybe it wasn't appropriate. It didn't come off right, but. To me,
no, I know he's making a joke, but there's Ari Jane he's on a podcast trying to have a conversation, and the white power, like that's weird. Like he just fucking comes out with that out of nowhere.
What is this, a Tukey episode with that?
I'm just saying, it's just like the total randomness of it. I guess it was funny, but I felt bad for Ari Jane there. And again, all right, so I don't go on Ray's stream when Ari Jane is on. That is true. I have been cutting back on my Ray appearances because I don't add anything when I'm on with Ray. Sometimes I prepare clips. I did a 4-hour stream with OJ, and then Shuli came on. That was Monday. So I do go on. But when Ari Jane's on there, it's the Ari Jane and Ray show. And as a fan of the Rock Bottom podcast, I want to see those two together. I don't want to see Stevie Lew on there, right? I think you concur, Stevie. You get it, right? The two of them together is something.
I love when Deadpool throws me off. I love the hell out of that conversation. They were talking about fucking gooches and fingers up butts and stuff. It was just a classic episode. If you don't subscribe to Rock Bottom Podcast, you need to go to Patreon right now and get that episode.
Right. So it's not that Ari Jane made a random comment. I mean, in some ways, it's two Rays. Ari Jane made this random comment about how maybe I don't come on because my wife might have a problem with it. And I was like, what the fuck? That was the craziest thing, other than Ray randomly bringing up whether he's into piss sport. Like it was just bizarre.
Potty mouth, he doesn't swallow.
Jesus Christ,
so you
OJ's
can't
gonna
flush
fucking
it.
die. This is the hill you're gonna die on.
Yeah,
all right.
I think that could be a joke that could be molded into something. I
just
did
called
see
it piss sport.
Okay, Gavin House for £5 English. Big fan, Carlos. Thank you so much. I was going to buy a membership till I saw you don't do them. So here's £5 English instead.
Thank you, Gavin.
Thank you very much. Chris Mack, all of a sudden he's talking about getting his mouth pissed in. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Sketty Tooth John, Ray should not write jokes. Stay humble. He wasn't filtered yesterday. Or I guess now that I think about it, if you're going to write jokes like that, or if that's your style, maybe work that out in a private phone call, or make that stream call or that StreamYard private.
That's what their show. When Ari Jane and Ray are on together, that's basically what the show is. It sounds like a private phone call. It's not a show. It sounds like things.
What would El Harible have to say about this? What would Tukey say? They're so goddamn professional.
Wow.
Tukey is choking the life out of the Dabbleverse. I think that's part of the transition that I'm going to talk about. But all right, so that was Depressed Ray. All right, so yeah, and then I got the chance, childhood dream, talk to Stuttering John. Right, I know OJ's already done it. Cardiff's already done it. Carl from WATP has talked to him for 16 years, right? So like, what else is there to say to Stuttering John at this point? I will be honest with you, and Brian, we grew up together. We would watch that goddamn Channel 9 show in whatever it was, the early 90s, 9th grade, 10th grade. We would watch it religiously. I remember being at a horror convention and buying the entire DVD at some point before it was anywhere on the internet, before when YouTube was like barely a thing. So Stuttering John was our hero. I loved Stuttering John. So I definitely fangirled out, and I am not ashamed to admit it. I'm not a guy who's like, Stuttering John should be drawn and quartered. He's such a piece of shit. I don't know the guy personally. I think he might have a drinking problem. but it was cool to talk to him. So, and I got to ask him some random questions.
Hey, Kevin, this is how much that Howard didn't like Shuli. How they got rid of Shuli is they cut his salary and even more than half, and said, "Well, this is all we can pay you." And Shuli had no choice but to just leave because it was no money.
Yeah, because it was an insult. They gave him an insult offer.
As opposed to me, where they wanted to give me a big raise, instead of me leaving. So it's just, he's fucking delusional, fucking dues payer.
But John, isn't the difference in management there now? I mean, the Stern Show is shit now. It was shit when Shuli left. It wasn't his type of humor, I would assume. But it was, when you were there, it was at its peak.
No, because Artie was still on there when Deuce Payer was there, and he still didn't. And Artie called him the Hack Pack.
Right.
So please, and fucking no one gave. Shuli had to ask permission to Gary, and Gary was like, "Shuli, you're not funny. Stop bothering me." I'm telling you.
John, weren't you off the Stern Show by now? Didn't you leave this? So how would you know?
Yeah, but I had friends over there. They would tell me all this shit.
For a while, you were claiming Shuli was your mole, right? You were saying.
Shuli so who would tell you this? Can you say who gave? I
wasn't.
Carlos.
Who was the one that would tell you what was going on?
Carlos, you want me to fucking prove you wrong, Carlos?
Yes.
Okay. He told me the story that when his wife had to pee, they sequester all the guys on the show in one room because Howard wants to walk down the hallway alone. She finally couldn't hold it in, went to the fucking bathroom, came out, and there she saw Howard, and then was freaked out that Shuli might get fired because she saw Howard in the hallway. Shuli told me that. So don't fucking tell me he wasn't my mole.
Who gave you the Pelican Brief stuff? Was that Shuli? Because that story that doesn't prove he's a mole. That's just an.
Oh, really? Nobody knew that Howard had to. That was before anybody knew, and no one knew about the Pelican Brief before I did. How did I know? Because all my moles came. Don't fucking tell me who are my moles and who aren't. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't like you.
Just call him fat. He'll shut the fuck up.
They already did, the fat fuck. Do your research and then come back to me.
Hey, I saw One Too Many twice.
Well, then, okay. Now I owe you.
Yeah, so it was fucking fun to get insulted by Stuttering John. I don't care. There's a super cut done by Toucan Sam on Hackverse Anonymous on Reddit, and it's just John calling me fat over and over and over again. And yeah, all I kept saying was one too many. I didn't know what to ask him, to be honest with you. Thank you to Muttering Jay. I did the one Ken Otto thing because I knew there was a question as to whether he had donated to the Ken Otto thing. But the truth is, I'm not really watching the Stuttering John podcast. I don't know. I don't know. It was cool. It was cool to be on with him. So if I let people down or whatever, or people wanted, it's Stuttering John. He's been picked over. His corpse has been picked over to such extent. I don't know what else there is to ask Stuttering John. To me, at this point, he is just another dabbler, right? He is the dabbler, and now he is a dabbler because he's actively participating in this. So again, that's part of this transition that my theory that I'm working on after a couple of more beers. So I'm talking. Does anybody want to react, throw anything in there, make any comments before I have like a bunch of 30-second clips to play? No, and obviously John's Shuli's not the mole. I mean, John's just lying, right? But we've gone over that. We know he's lying. It's like you could sit there and be like, John, you're lying. Kevin doesn't give a shit either.
Story, and that was it. I mean, if you want
to
say
that again, OJ, I stepped on you.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was saying that Shuli obviously must have told him that one story.
And it's such a fucking lame
make Shuli a mole.
I personally don't even think Shuli was
He's
that
got
important.
no other examples.
Shuli wasn't even that important at the Stern Show, so there's no reason he would be a mole.
There are people who are more active and on the air and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like he wasn't even on the floor up until like his last year.
So, yeah, right. Yeah, there's a big gap between like stuff John talks about. But anyway, all right, here's I don't even know what this is.
No, I meant like Shuli wasn't even on the same floor as the Stern Show. He was in the newsroom for most
that is true until the end because
until the very end, and by that time, he wasn't.
Yeah,
he was barely on the show.
I just, I think obviously John lacks credibility in a lot of the stories he tells, and he kind of, he would.
John's always done that. That's why John is so good.
Right. I'm not complaining, but it's just like beating a dead horse, right?
No, I
You live with
came
your
around
mom?
two places.
Clip.
No, my parents died long ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
John.
Yeah.
Carlos, how the fuck am I gonna know that? You see?
No, you're supposed to joke about them because they're not here, according to Melton. If people aren't here and they're dead, you're supposed to make jokes about them because they're not here to hear.
Another one.
Shane M. 1980. Stuttering John, you should consider unblocking some people on YouTube. One of your old mods you now hate blocked me for a silly Biden joke 2 years ago. You're losing money.
I don't think I unblocked everybody.
Carlos is still blocked, he says.
I was only recently blocked on YouTube. I don't know why. I was
On
trying to give you
YouTube?
money.
John,
I super chatted
John
about
goes,
your movie.
John goes, I think everyone's unblocked. Literally, someone on the show is still blocked.
Yeah, so God damn it, I fangirled out. I'll admit it. OJ, I mean, what do you think? My theory is that, yeah, there's this transition happening, right? We have now John, who in my theory, according to my theory, is almost just another dabbler at this point. He's participating. He's had you on a million times. He's had Cardiff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I agree. He's just another, at this point, he is another dabbler because, I mean, most of the dabblers had given up on John. John, as far as we were concerned, wasn't coming back. And this universe would still be here even without John. So, yeah, I mean, he is the king dabbler. But at the end of the day, yeah, at this point where we are right now, he's just another guy streaming.
Chris Mack says SJ is always good for a laugh. He just doesn't understand why. Kinky Loco, he's still blocked on YouTube. Friend of the show, Brian Mills. What did Ray put in his mouth? I think his fingernail.
Besides the cocks,
he chooses nails. They should start playing John's podcast at AA meetings. Then, yeah, that's not too far off. Ian Birdson, he was on with Impressions, and he was the Whack Pack Whisperer.
Shuli.
He was good at that stuff, talking about Shuli. Look, I have the very controversial opinion.
It's horrible. The Whack
I
Pack
think he's
one he was on
better.
was horrible.
I think he's better now. Like, I didn't like Shuli on the show, or I didn't really pay attention to Shuli on the show. I think he does a good job leading that BS show every day. He plays a very Opie-like role on that show and keeps it going. David Futterman, SJ is at the rabbi's level. He's even below Stevie Lew. I didn't see that one.
Well, can I get one in now after I took that? Does it not seem to you guys that John seems to have a somewhat bit of self-awareness suddenly? You know, something that he seemed to have lacked all these years that the Dabbleverse was created, you know, over. It's so bizarre. You guys just like put a crazy thought in my head where like a universe was more or less created by him and now he's inserted himself into it. Like, I can't think of another situation where that's ever happened in art or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I think you're right, Stevie. I think that, you know, he took this long hiatus. I think he took a step back and saw what's been going on and how like people like Kevin Brennan are making money, and especially Kevin Brennan. He's definitely taken on a lot of his personality, which he's admitted to. But yeah, I agree.
Did we read this super chat yet? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. Sorry.
Oh shit.
Deadpool 499.
No, we didn't.
Carlos,
I would have
Steve.
remembered if we read
would've
that. So fuck.
All right. I'm going back in the brand thing. OJ, if you can.
$2.99 is your price, right? $2.99 you said, Carlos?
What? I don't even know what that means. I got too much going on.
$2.99.
But the whole WATP having, you know, Carl's on vacation and he brought in Brian Johnson. And is it Doug from the Who's Right podcast?
I think so.
Shit. But they talk about this Dabbleverse transition that I'm coming up with, or I'm theorizing toward the middle of that program. And here's where they talk about it a little bit.
Second one. This is the second episode where Stuttering John and Carl went head to head and argued a couple points and bonded at times. And at the end of the episode, spoiler alert, looks like when Carl and Stuttering John are in, where do they live again? Cape Coral.
Yeah.
They're going to grab a beer, possibly as early as today.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Now, does this ruin the Stuttering John thing? Like, because when they go at each other, as we're going to see some of these clips, when they go at each other now, it seems like there isn't that vitriol that they used to have for each other. Carl doesn't go as hard at him. Stuttering John is like treats it like a joke, kind of. Like, I don't know, maybe the meeting wasn't a good thing.
No, I would definitely say that it wasn't a good thing for all the reasons you just said. There's so Carl didn't follow his own rule. Observe and report. That's what you're supposed to do. Not observe and then go drink beers with them and hang out and then come back and talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're going to see where this takes the Dabbleverse then, because Stuttering John is very, like, I'm assuming he's not going back to teaching.
Yeah. So once again, wait, who's
OJ's
OJ's
wake
fucking
up.
on fire tonight.
Wake up,
Jesus.
OJ.
Oh, sorry.
He must have.
He's like the Kevin Brennan of this thing, the contrarian.
Sorry about that.
I think they're making a lot of sense here. WATP is still firing on all cylinders, right? It's almost moving beyond it. I mean, there's so many, they seem to start a new show every week. You got Carl and Stuttering John now allegedly sort of buddying, or at least interviews are taking place, right? Then you've got this fucking green puppet Tukey taking over everything. Tukey is everywhere. It's next level production for the Shitverse, right? It's a week in review show,
and it takes callers.
Callers
Also say white power a lot. I've noticed
it's horrible. All right, so it has its negative points too, but I mean, why is anyone going to watch like a shitty show like this, right? I think like Tukey, it's part of the transition. I think the audience and the super chats and all that shit for like these little homemade shows are going away, and we're seeing the rise of the El Haribles and the OJs. People are going to start to expect that from everything, right? So the Dabbleverse is transitioning, right? To repeat, Stuttering John is now a dabbler. We've confirmed that. I'm sure everybody in the chat is backing me up there. So I don't know. Am I making any sense?
Yeah,
argue with me.
Tukey's got the hot hand right now. There's absolutely no debating that at all. And I think that it goes to show that, like, I mean, I let's break down the fourth. El Harible has done some small time, I guess he said, but he did some stand up. He open mic'd for a little bit. He's got editing and production background. And like in your instance too, Carlos, or even OJ and Brian as well, Carlos has his real life job. OJ,
thank you for saying even OJ. I appreciate that.
Well, because OJ has told me he used to be involved with some prank call group back in the day. So it's funny how, like, I mean, I used to do, I still do actually. I just did a set last weekend, but those who have a little bit of a background in this sort of entertainment world do have an extra foot up on the rest. So you're right. I think that's where Tukey is shining right now.
I just realized I ripped the rest of the show, so this might be a little tough. And also I got Stevie Lew. Like, we're just jumping around a little bit here. I wanted to say, unless OJ, did you have any thoughts about the transition that's happening, the evolution that's happening, perhaps a revolution that you're involved with? Is the Dabbleverse becoming professional to some extent?
I think the transitioning word, the way I would put that, I guess that's like, no. You could be right about that. I like I said earlier, we don't even need to have Stuttering John around at this point. It's a bonus that he's here. It's a huge bonus that he came back. But our universe, again, we don't even know what to call it. I'm still going to call it the Dabbleverse. But MLC, Shuli, everyone, Carl, everyone included, we have done nothing but grown. Your channel has grown. Our channel has grown. And then we've got like all these other characters that have been coming out of the woodwork. And it's done nothing but grow this whole thing.
It's over.
Wait, what?
It's over.
What's over?
The Dabbleverse. It's all over.
Oh, okay. I got nervous.
Also, the other thing that's going on, OJ, I don't know.
I thought Deadfool paid him.
The transition, the other point I wanted to make, you've now got the separation in the MLC world, right? I know there's been, and Stevie Lew, you can talk to this. Jim Stansel fucking hates Dabbleverse, right? Mr. OG, Misery Loves Company guy. And now we have, now with the separation, the divorce that's happened, you've got Brennan, although he is, he's talking to Stuttering John, but that's more just as a fuck you to Bob Levy. I don't think he really gives a shit about Stuttering John either way. We've got, like, is it a return to normalcy now? Is the Dabbleverse and MLC, everyone's going back into their respective gutters?
Jim Stansel, first of all, is a spiritual guy, so I don't think hate is the kind of word he'd like to be used to describe his feelings, you know? So respect to Jim. He's also an old soul. So he's kind of like, don't stir the apple cart.
Jim Stansel is spiritual is not the response I was expecting.
No. Who moved my cheese? Get off my lawn. That's the kind of things that Jim Stansel says in real life. So he doesn't. Oh,
Deadpool for $99.99. First installment. TikTok, Stevie Lew. I don't even know what's happening right now, though. What are the ground rules here? I don't want to cheat, because didn't Stuttering John like cheat Deadpool, or he fucked it up somehow, or tried to?
I don't even
what does
remember
this
what
mean?
I don't even remember what I was talking about.
Fuck. I'm asking a serious.
I think that's obviously it's a down payment towards getting Stevie Lew kicked out of here. I don't know what the amount is.
Does this mean I have to pay him immediately?
But you know what?
No, we never.
If
we always
keeps donating to you like this, I am gonna demand money from you, Carlos.
I just got this is great. Ray DeVito just texted me.
Send him a link.
Oh God, what did he say?
When they kick Stevie Lew off, send me the link. I'll jump on. We've got fucking Ray DeVito waiting in the wings.
We love you, Ray.
But actually, we're almost. I mean, I was
That's
only planning
hilarious.
to do an hour and we're 4 minutes from that. But
That is hilarious, Ray.
now, and I'm totally skipping around here. But Stevie Lew, fuck
Bring
what
it
I was
on.
saying before. MLC, that's another show that's transitioning, right? Or evolving, or however you want to put it. If that, I don't know if people, that's a loaded word. But I thought you had a great show with Ski Mask where you guys talked about it and Brennan came on. So what is your theory?
Yeah, he
where's
paid
this
us-
going? Is it good, bad?
Like OJ said, man, high tide, high waters rise all ships. And yeah, I stumbled there. But Brennan is shot out of a cannon on every episode he's doing, whether it's solo or with a guest. He was able to pull great performances out of all of his guests. That's what I want to say. I don't want to say that all of his guests this week were individually spectacular. They got good performances with him, which it's kind of like doing an advanced dance with somebody. You know, you either know how to roll or you get ran over by him. Ray DeVito being the one person who probably didn't really jump in as well as he could have. But I think this is a really good time for everyone. I hear some people saying this is going to be the death of MLC. They're saying the super chats are down. It's not going to happen. Kevin has a very loyal, hardcore fan base that has not been shaken by this. Like, I want to bring it back to Jim Stansel. The reason why he may come off as hating all this shit is because he wants the old school paint by numbers MLC, where it's Kevin ranting about something, maybe someone he knows who knows what's going on, jumping in, and that's it.
Is there a desire, you go back and you listen to all the old episodes of MLC on Apple Podcasts, right? Like you pointed out, you can go back to the very first episode. Where Kevin's he's much more guarded. It's more sort of, it's not a traditional podcast, but it's not what it is today, certainly. And he would have, Mark Norman. He famously shit on Bill Burr. And then people
he would have
point
David
out,
Tell. David Tell used to come on pretty often, and David Tell didn't do podcast. He didn't come on often, but he did, I think, more than one episode. And Dave is not a podcast guest guy at all.
do you want to see that come back? Where he's interviewing these like bigger comedians, big time comedians.
I think sometime pop-ins, because that's what he was doing over COVID. If you go back to just like mid 2020, mid 2020, he had that sort of recipe going where he had Chad for the most part, but then all of a sudden he'd get a big, heavy hitting person to jump in. Maybe it was because maybe it was
I mean, truth be told, you were lost in thought there anyway. You don't even know what you were saying, so it's okay.
no, it was because of COVID. Yeah.
So
All right,
David
well.
Chandler, Stevie Lew has COVID. This will go towards his fund, his health fund.
I don't have COVID. What? No.
$199. Didn't you just say that?
No,
Sorry.
What? Okay. You're
I
doing
go
a Ray
the
where you're
rest.
not listening to me. I should do the Ari Jane game on you to make sure that you're listening to me. Shout out to Ari Jane. Well, all right, guys. I'm actually
I go the rest. Does that mean I got the rest? So this is
Stevie,
it.
do you have any plugs or anything?
BYB podcast is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Please subscribe to them. Stevie and Ski after MLC on the Ski Mask channel. We got a new film coming out really soon. Well, okay. Trauma.
I didn't do that. Oh, come on. You can't do that. Oh, come on. That's the
Last point. Trauma Dance is September 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Next weekend, we've got a real big, amazing event at Beauty Bar in New York City. So if you're in the tri-state area, try to catch at least one night of Trauma Dance. All independent film that's been shot in the past couple of years by really cool people. Curse of the Were-Deer is premiering. I would go that night if I were you. But then Bring on the Damned, Volume 1 is getting that much closer to completion and premiering. So we're hoping for fall, October, Halloween season for Bring on the Damned Volume 1. But if folks could go on Instagram and look up Bring on the Damned Volume 1, you'll find
Bring
it.
on the Damn Volume 1.
I think I'm really proud of this one. Spears, I'm going to get you a copy no matter what, because I did a lot. I did the majority of the blood and gore on it and a lot of other shit too.
So be sure to check out Bring on the Damn Volume 1.
All right. Thank you,
Thank you
Stevie
guys.
Lew.
Thank you for the plug. I appreciate it. You guys are great.
God bless
Thank
you.
Stevie. All right, send Ray DeVito the link. Get
No,
your ass in
no.
here, Ray.
I would, but I am going to end. Can I? What do I do? Bam? Do I
It's
ban
Saturday
Stevie Lew at this
night,
point?
Carlos. What do you mean you're gonna end? And you have 110 people in here.
Well, I was gonna sell Kinky Loco $4.99. OJ, come on the Kinky Loco network to tell your side of how Carlos wronged you by not paying you. Hashtag justice for OJ. I asked OJ several times, give me your payment stuff, and he wouldn't do it.
I actually
I'll even
called
say
Spears
we've made.
and asked him what was up with that, and Spears said he would pay me out of his own pocket because you did not want to pay me.
Oh, we're doing this, huh? We're getting
I've never talked to any of you guys, so
the
don't.
floating
none of that's even
anus
true.
has a bit going, huh? All right, I get that. David Futterman, I'll give 2 more minutes of Stevie's pointless ranting before leaving. Did I miss any of the super chats there?
Super chats? I don't think so, but
I don't know if
let's
I read.
double check. You're getting a call from Ray DeVito.
Yeah, that's correct.
Put him on speaker.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Send me the link. I'll jump on in 10 minutes.
Yeah, come on. Come on,
Ray,
Carlos.
I'm leaving.
Oh.
Oh, you're leaving? Oh, all right. Then never mind that.
All right. Love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Carlos. I mean, we're drinking tonight. What the hell? You got a 12-pack? I got a 12-pack. I don't know what Spears has, but
Yeah,
I'm
but you see
going
what
to watch Kevin Brennan.
You see what? You
We
yeah,
can
that's true.
stream
Me too.
snipe him.
I got
see-
work. I don't stream snipe, man. I'm not one of you guys.
Spears doesn't even know what that
Yes,
means.
you are one of us, Spears. I know
Did you see
don't
what
wanna
Ray did
believe
there,
it.
though? Hey, send me the link. I'll be on in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
I
20 minutes to Ray. So it's like, no.
Foot, Carlos.
He just went to go get beer.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm sure Ray will be live. Watch Ray in a little bit. That's it. Is there somebody I gotta know Ray in there? Is that another super chat? Did I miss that? Did you just bring that up? I apologize. Friend of the show, Brian Mills, $4.99. I think it's wrong that you accept money for Stevie just to end the stream. What? Well, that's a false equivocation. I'm not
No, that is
accepting
what
money
you just did.
to
You
end
got rid
the
of Stevie,
stream.
and now you're ending the stream.
I have nothing else to talk about. I mean, I could
We have Ray
refund.
DeVito. That's endless. That could be endless conversation. The fascinating Ray DeVito wants to come on, and you want to end the stream because you got your money from David Chandler. Yes, I agree. I see how it is, Carlos.
You know what we're gonna do is like the other night, Shuli, I think it was right before Shuli came on. Ray had to go take a dump. and I had to walk my dog. And we left the floating anus. Is so talkative tonight. He was alone for a while.
I was.
And I
wasn't alone. Whoa. Where'd Spears go? He's been quiet tonight.
Yeah, well, you know what Spears just did? He doesn't know he can just remove himself and go into the waiting room. He just literally left.
Oh.
Because that's Spears.
Oh.
Well, now if people are going to guilt me into it, so now you're going to force me to send the link to Ray.
Send
DeVito.
the link to Ray. And you know what I'm going to do? I have to go walk my dog. I'll be
all right, that's
back.
it. No, I'll apologize if I have to. If I have to refund the money, or people like.
I'll wait till Ray gets here, but I have to go do something only for a minute. But I'll wait till Ray gets here. So Ray, get your ass in here. Hurry up. We love you, Ray.
Dabbler. David Chandler spent all that money for naught. Oh, because you're saying he was look, Casey's having John on to watch old Stern clips in 25 minutes. Yeah.
So we got 25 minutes to have fun with Ray DeVito. Dude, you have over 100 people in here, Carlos.
Carlos, you like Tiff wants to have Ray DeVito on. Talk about the hypocrisy police.
Deep down, she likes Ray. It's just fun to hate Ray.
No. I think Tiff seriously is offended by
think maybe for a minute, but I mean, come on. Tiff has, like the rest of us, has a good sense of humor. I'm sure she doesn't really hate Ray.
All right, so I'm gonna send Ray the link. I think this is it. All right, it's done. What's also annoying about Spears leaving is that I was gonna play the video where he did Richard Christie's makeup, but he fucking
that's what I was bringing up earlier. Yes, that was fascinating to me, and just to show like how small the world is. That yes, Richard Christie, for what Carlos is talking about, had a bit where he went into the Howard Stern show and pretended he had this awful infection, and he told Howard that he had one of his makeup artist buddies do the special effects for him. And Carlos, who was that makeup artist?
It was that quiet, smelly looking guy who just left.
Yes, Spears just happened to be the guy that did the special effects for Richard Christie. Super cool, fun fact.
We could learn more about how they hooked up. I mean, we've told it before, but yeah, he did. Spears and Richard Christie had some type of. I think Spears might have just reached out because he's been listening to Stern forever, and maybe Richard Christie said something about he needed Halloween makeup, and so they got together in that respect. And I know Richard traveled to Spears's house at one point. I think there was a blizzard. He got snowed in at one point. He did that Stern thing. I know he went down. He traveled into Manhattan at like 4 a.m. or whatever it was to apply the makeup to Richard's arm. And then Richard did a thing for the Reels Network at one point where Spears flew to Arizona with him to work on it was like a review of horror movies, like one of those sort of like a talk soup type thing. Spears made him up as a vampire. Tukey soup, yeah. So that was that. But Spears left before he could tell that story.
That sucks.
But anyways, Ray is a mental case full of content. Wow, people really want. What did you say?
Next time we do a show with Spears, we're gonna have to bring that back up because that's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, I can.
Sorry if I'm slurring a little bit. I'm a little buzzed.
I can very quickly play some of this. I don't know if we'll get whatever strike or something.
How's the thing on your arm going?
Look at that.
Oh, not too good.
Does it look worse? Did you go to the doctor?
Oh
my God, and it's bleeding. Did you go to a doctor?
Yeah, but I didn't get to go see him again.
What did he say it is?
The test's got to come back. I got to call him today.
It was almost all gone. Now it's
I
worse.
know.
Do you think it's because you're covering it?
I don't know. I went swimming this weekend. Maybe.
Did you change the bandage?
Yeah.
Dude,
looks like his skin's getting ready.
The bandage is all like bloody.
Go to a doctor.
You hit the emergency room.
Yeah, go to an emergency room. I got to know what that is. I can't let you around all these people. You could be spreading that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to call in and make you guys think I was faking it.
Dude, look at that thing. Just go to a hospital, and I'm telling you, that looks highly contagious. Can you cover it?
Sorry.
Honestly.
I'll get out of here.
Robin, you agree? That doesn't look right.
That's
frightening compared to where it was. That's
Yeah, but
frightening
Robin
that
was
it's
hot
getting like
there.
that. I see it, Richard. Close it up.
Yeah, you agree with me, right?
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
What's all that crap all over the bandage too?
Just leakage, I guess.
It was what, a mosquito bite?
Pimple.
Pimple.
Yeah.
Fred, hold the door for him so he doesn't touch the handle.
I don't want to touch the door.
I'll
either.
use my T-shirt.
Although, truth be told, this goes on for a while, and I don't know.
That's great.
It goes on for a while. But anyway, yeah, Spears did that. And of course, like Ray is late. Because that's Ray. I think at
Don't
one
ever
point,
prank me again.
Not
Don't
about
waste
that
my
crap.
time.
Sorry.
Oh,
And
he
PS,
skipped where he told
You're
him.
fucking on.
I know, but it's so old, and I felt like everybody could sense where it was going. And then, yeah, Richard Christie said, whatever the hell his name is, Richard Christie said, yeah, my
Funny
friend
Richard.
Brian did this.
Arm still looks infected to me. So I don't even know who you're pranking. The joke's on us. We're going to be sick.
But it's gotten much better, though.
Better than what? It's still infected. Look at that fucking thing. It should have cleared up by now. It's been weeks. I mean, you're Richard Christieing, but the fact of the matter is your arm's still infected.
But it's not that bad.
It's not as bad as the thing you just presented with your friend's makeup, but it's still bad.
Oh,
and if I was your friend, I'd go get myself checked out if you
It should
touched that
still be
fucker.
covered. You shouldn't be playing games with it.
I still think it looks horrible. I don't know.
It's not completely healed.
So
So,
he had like
yeah.
an ingrown hair or something, and then took that to the next level with Spears adding the rest of it. Okay, now I get it. That's funny.
Right. Looks like MRSA, Kay says. How much to lick that Band-Aid if it was real?
Ugh, nothing.
Ask Ray if he ever gets there. Come on, Ray, hurry up.
I texted Ray. I said, "Get your ass in here." I gotta piss.
Somebody's asking. KB is almost crying. They're saying I'm missing. Like
Stream
I don't
snipe.
even want to be in
Get
my own
on there.
stream. Literally.
Get on there and stream snipe him for a minute.
You know, I will check in real fast.
How about this? If you guys want us to end the stream, no, let's start this over. If you guys want us in the chat to keep going, stream snipe, wait for Ray, hit 1. If you want us to end the stream and you guys could all go over to Kevin Brennan, hit 2. And then we'll know what to do. Thank you, beloved chatters.
Adam Schwab said, "No, I'm not. I don't co-sign any of that. FKB, I'd rather be here. I can't take any bullshit baby crying anymore. It's horrible." No, I mean the thing about KB, his rants, there's something about him. I still find him entertaining. There's a difference between, I think, Bob Levy going on a rant. Like his seem more vicious and a little more real sometimes.
So you're not, well, you know what? You're not
unless
gonna
he
listen
starts
to
with
your-
the fighting.
You're not signing off to this, Carlos. Look at this. 1, 1, 1.
I agree
You're not
with-
signing off to your fans, what they're saying.
I agree with Ryan A. This is retarded. I agree 100%.
It's retarded. So what? I agree with that too.
But when Kevin gets angry and goes on these rants, I don't know. I find it entertaining and compelling. More compelling than what we're doing right now.
Let's go. Let's
I love,
watch it
like,
for a couple minutes.
I'm sweating. It's hot down here.
That's just because you're fat.
Well, it's up to Ray. Yeah, good up. It's up to fucking Ray. You know, it's like quit being a wuss. Snipe him.
And but for all you people out there,
Bastial.
Carlos is not as fat as everyone makes him out to be. I've seen him in person. He's. I didn't look at him and be like, "Oh man, look
I
at
was
that
just
fat
sick,
ass."
man. I don't know. I hung out with you guys. Are all a bunch of fucking lightweights up there in Rochester.
Lightweights. I
Yeah.
drank.
All a
I
bunch of lightweights.
drank like $300 worth of quarters.
Sitting there doing your little networking for your shows, trying to become famous.
No, not true.
Ah, you're fat.
I was
KD was
networking
crying
with Bill
about
Loney
Shuli.
and Bad with 2 Ds.
Husky. So he's way bigger in real life.
No.
Mondo Creepy, how long does it take Ray to tape his foot up? Yeah, exactly.
We have
you need a break
of
video
that.
and
No,
come back after.
Carlos, you were there. We watched it. I have a clip of that if you want me to pull it up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Maybe help out. You're the one like telling me to stay on, and you're giving me nothing, but I don't even some fucking fake
All right.
news ass poll. I'm thinking really about getting out of
I
all
didn't
this.
duct tape it. I thought I duct taped it. I didn't.
The fuck? You're slacking, dude. Get on
I
it.
literally thought I duct taped my
But let's see the foot again, Ray.
Yeah, how are your feet?
How's
so
the gout
smooth?
doing? I want to see how the gout's. It doesn't look. I don't see gout. Dude,
Looks
you
like
got-
Cardiff.
Toes?
Looks like Cardiff, that big toe. You should close the show by duct taping it right now before you go to bed.
What's my no, I do want to.
Well, just by all means, please.
You're about to go to sleep soon. You might as well do it now.
Yeah.
Hey, can you pause this for 1 second?
Have you ever
OJ?
duct taped it to your pillow by accident?
Where's it going? I thought, like, as this was going on, I thought it was cringy. I thought it was like it smelled too bit-like. You know what I mean?
It did. No,
It was a little
I totally
embarrassing
get
to be a
that.
part of.
No, at first I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, but no, I'm glad
It was
we
2:30 in the morning or whatever it was. I mean,
we
in
were
our
all we
defense.
were buzzed up. Ray was proud to do it. Here, I'll skip.
How do you go to AC and not get a?
Hey, what are we talking about here? Now he's going to get duct taped to duct tape his foot. I love it. See, he said he was going to be
He's
more of a
looking at
team
us like
player.
he's proud.
He is proud. He should be.
I'm
He's
fine
like a
with
kid who
it,
just
dude.
learned to ride a bike.
No, that's how I do it. No, I'll
Show
let
us the
people know.
routine, Ray.
Oh,
Ray is
need to
here.
see
the
So
routine,
get a
step by
paper
step.
No, let's watch the end of this. Let's make him wait a second.
Okay.
Where are those paper towels from?
I'm gonna go pee.
They're like
All
Bounty
right.
or something. Who knows?
They're not from the gym.
No,
they
they're
go-
not
they
from
go to
the,
the
no.
See if you can get that foot up a little.
Yeah, let's
higher.
get the foot in the shot.
Yeah, or
right?
lower the camera
So I-
slightly.
So I do this.
Cut your
then
foot
I-
off. Hold it up. Yeah.
I get a paper towel.
Uh-huh.
I do this.
Go ahead.
All right. So I do
Why do
that.
you have to have your two toes together? You have to make
not
Ray.
my
Have you ever
toes.
tried to
This-
walk with just one toe wrapped up in duct tape?
All right, please continue, Ray.
Sorry.
Hey!
Hello, Ray DeVito. How the hell are you?
What's up? You were gonna end the show because I came on. You were like, "Hey, man."
No, not because you came on. We're gonna do an hour. You called at 56 minutes in. We went through my entire agenda. It got a little disorganized there, and Deadpool paid a shit ton of money to kick Stevie Lew off. But I was hoping to go watch a movie with my kids. You know. Have some
all right.
family
I
time.
don't wanna-
I'm
I
still
don't
on
wanna-
vacation.
I don't want to.
Then
hold you up,
OJ,
buddy, man.
lonely soul that he is, made me stay on. You know, KB's live right now, and the chat wants us to stream snipe KB, which I know you're a
Don't
big
stream
fan.
snipe.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah,
you think- yeah.
Yeah, let's stream snipe him for a couple minutes.
No, I don't.
Yes.
All right. Well, then cut me out. I don't want to be part of that.
Oh, come on, Ray.
No, I don't. I don't want to be part of that. I don't need any drama like that.
Yeah. So, all right, can we check in with you, Ray? I mean, you were on with me. First of all, I would never be on. I never would have been invited on MLC the times I've been invited on. I never would have been on the BS show the times I've been invited on if it wasn't for Ray DeVito.
Yeah, and by
I'm
the way,
completely and 100% aware of that. So thank you, Ray.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, buddy. I don't know, but I do want to say this: it's not just Kevin Brennan show. I don't want to stream snipe any shows. You know, I'm not a fan of that. I'm like, it's so like
He
any
just
show,
hears
like,
the word stream snipe and he gets crazy.
It's like, it's like, yeah, be funny on your own. You don't need to stream snipe. You don't have to do that.
Although we played a clip, or I mean, you could call it playing a clip. We technically stream sniped Kevin earlier to get his reaction to Stut Jo Depot going on the Dabbler stream this morning to talk about the working conditions and money he's allegedly owed from the Shuli Network. So that was a proper use of stream sniping from a news reporting sense, from a First Amendment sense, from a transformative content sense. So just because somebody assigns the word stream sniping to it, it's not always evil. You're bad at it because it's in that disrespectful way that like Chad
you're
does it to
thinking of like how
fucking
Chad does.
people.
Exactly. Thank you, Carlos. The
Yeah,
way
it-
that Chad does it, he's just watching. He's not saying anything. Yes, we try to, watch it and add something to it.
Okay,
But that's fine, Ray. We will respect you. At least I will.
Friend of the show, Brian Mills. Go ahead and cut me. I don't care. I came here because I'm hanging with this dude. I'm hanging with fucking Carlos Danger and OJ. That was a
No,
fun
the humor
stream
here
last
is
night.
that they're all begging. I was ready to go, and everyone was like, "No, stay on." And then the minute you come on, they're like, "Yeah, get rid of him." What would Chad?
Yeah, no,
do?
I maybe
David Skywalker.
Yeah, maybe the David Skywalker. Yeah, Melon gave me shit for Not saying Skywalker and saying Skywalker. It's spelled Skywalker. They're two words. I don't see your name Carlos de John. Carlos de Jar? Carlos de Jar.
What's the main character in the first Star Wars film?
Luke Skywalker, yes. But I'm just saying there is a space between. That's if
There
your
is
name's
no
Carlos
space between
Danger.
what you just said. Luke Skywalker. You say it
Luke
fluently.
Skywalker.
You
No, you
don't
say
stop.
Luke, then you say that's like me saying Carlos, and there's Danger. If I say
That's-
them together, it's Carlos de
Ray
Jure.
DeVito.
Carlos de Jure.
Ray
Carlos de
DeVito.
Jure. It makes
Ray
no sense.
DeVito.
Well, that's because I have a consonant. What's a consonant? The D is there, but like David Skywalker doesn't. It's David Skywalker. That's
If anything, you should be pausing, not putting the emphasis on Walker. That's
tomatoes. What are you gonna do?
all right. So has KB paid you yet?
Yeah, everything's cool.
That's important, Ray.
Yeah, everything's cool. It's all, but yeah, like who started stream sniping then? If it wasn't Chad,
People have been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, the term is originally, it's a video game term where like Ninja would play Fortnite and a streamer would see where he was in the game and then he would kill him, and it was a troll. Stream sniping was a troll referencing video games.
okay, so that's where stream snipe came from.
I like that this universe has its own language now. Like if you change the meaning of stream sniping, we've changed the meaning of
Shark.
Oh, you want to see
Shark, Piazza. There's a whole list of them.
Newport.
All of which are escaping me at the moment.
I am blocked by Chad Schumacher on Twitter, but
good.
Why does that bother you?
No, I don't care. That's fine. But so I was with my family today, and I was using my brother-in-law's Twitter, like on his account, because I never saw Chad's thing. He's got a fake. Can you pull up Chad's Twitter on here? He's got a fake
Now
sock
Ray's putting me
account
to work.
that has 0 followers, and he's following 0, and it's just some random thing that like I took down the name.
Nasty L 999. Carlos, Ray, and OJ provide way more entertainment than a bitter, angry tomato head that can only repeat himself. Just like Stut Jo. They're very similar. Thank you,
Okay.
Nasty L.
People are
So who's
entitled
the
to their
guy?
Love you,
opinion.
brother.
Oh, this guy. It's Y Burr Golden Flashes. And it's on Twitter. It's Y Flashes. Also, Kent State are the Flashes. It's Y.
Okay, I'm never going to
Flashes
find this, Ray. You'd have to-
91328. Just
not
go to
looking at
Chad's.
that.
Chad,
90210.
no, just go to Chad's. He retweets the guy, and it's all tweets. He's like literally like he follows no people. He's got 0 followers. He doesn't even follow Chad, yet he retweets and hypes up everyone. Like, yeah, Ray is the worst. You're right, Z-Man. And like, hey, Chad, have you seen this? And it's clearly him.
It's clearly him. Yes. Steve
It's
C,
clearly
$5. What the fuck, Ray? Kevin is live right now.
They're fucking with me.
Why
What-
are you competing?
I can't find it.
Just go to Chad's Twitter. It's on.
I'm on Chad's Twitter. Oh God.
The
Steve,
first
he's got
thing
no
he
answer for you. I'm
retweeted
sorry.
on
Yeah, Ray,
where-
why are you on here
August
competing?
August 24th. This sideshow appeal of Ray is finally ending. When are you gonna take over the 1 o'clock time slot? You and Earl trading stories. Yeah, it's but this guy, go to Chad's beginning one.
Ian Hawke's a real person. What are you talking about?
Go to his profile. Those are like his replies and stuff. Don't go to that. All right, scroll down. He like retweeted the guy.
He looks like such a nice man in his picture. If you didn't know Chad, you'd be like, "Oh,
You
that's
got right there,
that's a
that
nice
guy.
fella."
There you go. Your arrow's on it. Yep. That guy. 0 followers up. But look, if you click on his thing and all his replies, it's all like pro Chad stuff. Yet the guy doesn't even like follow Chad at all. But it's all like, yeah, Ray is the worst. Like, yeah, dude, these guys do stink. It's clearly Chad. You think the guy would at least follow Chad? You think like how much he loves Chad? He would at least follow Chad. He doesn't even follow Chad. He's just like says
Yeah,
stuff
Chad
that
is not
Chad-
a bright man.
He just says stuff Chad would say, and Chad's like, "Yeah, dude, I know, I get it. You're right."
David Skywalker.
So
has
how
a
does
question.
Chad?
That's 90% of Twitter, though.
What is up? Everybody wants to know about what happened. I've heard this question before.
Nothing.
What
That was
happened
in the-
with
that was
Barry
in the-
Ribs, Enrique and Mommy, and AC?
Oh yeah, actually,
Nothing. That was.
Well, no,
Go
back to
that
that.
was
Go
in the
back.
lobby. That was in the casino. He was taking pictures with everybody, and he was going up to everybody, not just, but everyone's like, "What's your Twitter, Instagram follow handle? I'm gonna make you famous." Like that's all that was.
So,
friends of the show, Brian Mills, $1.99. Carlos, claim down. It'll be all right. Calm down. It'll be all right.
Calm down, buddy. Come on. But yeah, I just thought that was funny because I saw that today, and then I was curious about this guy, and I saw like he has no followers. He doesn't even follow Chad, considering all he does is say pro Chad.
Is this true, Ray?
What?
You were arrested in 1999 for running onto the field at Shea Stadium?
No, why would I run onto the field at Shea Stadium?
That delay was something.
Yeah.
They had to really take that in.
Yeah.
There's something to that.
Have you ever done something like that, Ray?
I've never been arrested. Just the one time when I got in the car accident, which
They arrested you?
yeah, I told the story fucking 1,000 times.
Oh,
I would
I don't
work
know.
part time. I would work part time at a pharmacy, and when I got in the car accident, I had because I would deliver the medications, and then whatever medications were left over, I take them back to the pharmacy the next
You were
day.
stealing pills?
Yeah. But no, that's when I got in the car accident and I was delivering medication for the pharmacy. And because I had people's medications in there, they said I was on drugs. I was wasted. I stole people's medicine and I intend to sell that. Everything got thrown out. I didn't even need to hire a lawyer.
There are a lot of
Everything got thrown out.
felonies.
Yeah. It was like
Serious. So
Do you have a mugshot?
But they didn't lock you up though.
No,
You didn't
I
have to go to the
don't.
tombs or anything like that. Huh?
No, remember I was unconscious. I don't
You
even
were
remember
okay. You were in the
this.
hospital.
Yeah, I was in the, and then no, I worked at the pharmacy. So like, yeah, my boss was like, yeah, that's what he does. He delivers these medications and he returns the ones the next day. So like it was, but
Chris
everything
Mack
was
has
like
a question.
crazy. Everything was crazy.
Not that the chat
why
is
the
going
fuck
to
are we
matter
talking?
or care
Yeah,
about it.
why
but
the
what
fuck are
city
we
was
talking
it
about
in,
this? But that's
Ray?
the
What
only
city was
time.
that?
That's in New York City.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's in New York City.
Okay.
But yeah, so, but no, there's nothing on my record. So go ahead and.
Why is
no
Ray
domestic
turning this into the?
violence?
Why is Ray turning this into the Chad show? Chad's a pathetic man from Chris Mack. And why did you have enough time, or how did you have enough time to conduct this investigation?
Oh no, because
while spending time with your family today, Ray. Where are your priorities? Chris Mack wants to know.
No, because I'm like literally in all his tweets. I'm like, that's all he does. But that's why I can't. The one time I tweeted about him, that's when other comedians saw him. Like, what the fuck's going on with this stuff? And then I was like, so if you look at my Twitter, I don't bring any of this drama into my Twitter. None of my tweets are
We have
any
a $5 super chat
this.
from Mexican Cupcake. Ray, would you like to read that? Thank you, Mexican Cupcake.
Geez, the sock account is very bad. The sock account is very bad. I don't know why the peoples do that. By the way, America Cupcakes are very muy nice. Muy nice guy. Muy means very
It's
nice.
very nice guy.
Very,
It's
very
nice guy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mexican Cupcake.
Thank you,
Mack,
Chris
is it-
Mack.
At least you're not drinking tonight. That's good.
I'm drinking
Yeah,
for Ray tonight.
There you go. I got water.
I was worried about you, Ray, yesterday during Misery Loves Company because you seemed out of sorts. You seemed bummed. You know, I felt bad for KB. I thought KB was going to really regret that entire show because we weren't giving him anything back. You know what I mean? He was shitting on Ray. Not on Ray. Well, yeah, he was shitting on you, but he was shitting on Shuli and Bob extensively. And then we were just kind of sitting there awkwardly. I mean, I have an excuse. I'm not a comedian, but you're a stand-up. What was going through your mind when all that was happening? It seemed like you were particularly troubled during that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Brennan and I talked after the episode, so it's all everything's cool. But yeah, I was definitely like,
I actually mentioned that to Ray. I did Ray's show yesterday, and I asked him the very same question. He was in a much better mood by the time he had his show from when he was on with MLC, and I was very glad because Ray, you it hit me a little bit. I felt bad for you.
yeah, it's just a weird predicament. I think I explained it on my episode, which is up for free on YouTube. Rock Bottom Pod.
The one from last night, all the P talk.
Cleveland, the Cleveland streamer.
Cleveland streamer.
The
Yeah.
Cleveland streamer.
Hey, and I've got nothing against Ari Jane. My wife doesn't mind me doing podcasts with her. That was an insane comment to make. I just don't go on because when you guys are on, it's your thing, right? You understand.
Well, OJ joined us. So did Tukey. Tukey was with us.
Yes, we had a 3-way, and then it turned into a 4-way.
That means
I think
4
OJ's
people.
on another podcast right now. He's in OJ will do anything.
Yeah, I'm a whore. I've been a whore.
Steve C, $2. Ray, how many dreams have you had about Carlos?
Good question.
I'm still waiting, man. I'm waiting. How come I'm not dreaming
Waiting for the
about you?
dream or waiting for Carlos?
Waiting for the dream.
Oh.
I go to bed. You don't get to decide what dream you're gonna
Didn't
have.
Ari Jane dream about Carlos?
Yeah, she has. She's the one that had a dream about Carlos.
All the ladies love Carlos.
Stay Humble says, without defending Bob. I'm on with Ray and a guy who's stoned and drunk. A floating anus who's intoxicated. That's my life right now. Stay Humble says, without defending Bob.
Talking about me?
Yeah, he's talking about us yesterday. That's what I was saying. Yeah, like I tried to say like I liked Shuli.
I stay
like Bob,
neutral.
but I also like again.
You
like,
are the new fence sitter, Ray. Bob is no longer the fence sitter. I think you have taken the crown of.
I don't have a fence to sit on. So
You're sitting
yeah,
on the
yeah.
Shuli fence. You're sitting on the MLC
Nope.
fence.
They're
You're
both-
sitting on all the fences.
Kevin's hilarious and great at what he does. He's going to be great
Fence
and
sitter.
awesome without Bob.
Fence
and
sitter.
Bob's great and awesome at what he does. He's going
Fence
to be
sitter.
fine without Kevin. So
Fence sitter.
yeah, I don't give a fuck. All right, fine. So
Wait, what does this mean? NLO membership show? Oh, NLO member show scam. Is that because, I was staying up last night doing everything I could to stay awake for the Melton late night stream. And I think it didn't happen, right? I think that's what, is there one going on tonight? That would be one to watch.
What
I think
time
Melton slept in or something like that. And
is
woke up
Brennan
this morning.
really live right now? Is Kevin live?
Yeah, Brennan's
Oh,
live.
All right, cool. All right, well, let him do his thing. I'm going to jump off.
Dude, Ray, no, you're on here. We've been on for an hour and a half. Okay. You just came on, has nothing to do with you. You didn't know Kevin was on. As a matter of fact, Kevin went against you recently, so don't worry about it.
No, but I do know he goes
Yeah,
on
but
like 10:30, 11. So I do know that.
Well, if you knew that, then you're an asshole.
Yeah, that I did know. So, but yeah, we'll do a few. I'll do like 10 more minutes, and then I just wanted to pop on and say hello. You didn't even want me when I first hit you
It's
up.
not that I didn't want you. It's that I wanted to get off the stream, and I think I'm going to end it. Right? Let's do another minute. One thing I learned about gifting memberships, I didn't realize. Dabbler brought this up today. I guess people keep bringing up gifted memberships as not a good thing or a sustainable thing, is because they expire after a month. I had no idea. So when you get a gifted membership, it's only good if you do. What is it? How much is it? How does that work? I pay for my own shit. I don't take charity.
Well, it
Go
works
ahead.
exactly the same way as it would when you pay for it. So if you're paying for it, whatever the day is, I'm sure it automatically just signs you up if you have the money in your account. So it works pretty much the same way. And I don't know if we lose that many people from month to month.
Yeah, I guess what I was lost on, like when I join a channel, I just automatically do it every month. Like I just, it's hooked up to my Google and it just does it. I didn't realize with the memberships, the person has to go in and
by the way, you should have memberships on this channel, and I will be more than happy, and I'm sure Ray would be more than happy to come
I think I'd
on
have
and
to
do
offer more
member-onlys.
content.
Well, we could do member only streams, like we do about one a month.
I'd feel like you're ripping people off. They should be paying now for this.
If the people are, if they have it, and they're happy to give it to you, that's something I've learned is just to accept it. Because I know it feels weird, like taking money from people. But
David
hey,
Skywalker. I don't like this. I don't like this because this is like talking about politics or religion.
Oh, yeah, not politics.
Or raise P play. David Skywalker for $2. Ray, Bob's Kids Band is playing right now. Yeah,
That's a good.
You're
that's
going
a
up against
funny one.
Bob's Kids Band.
Yeah.
Ray. You're never going to
Stormy,
hear the end of it.
It's just 1 month gifted
Stormy.
after the month it expires, and the gifted person is responsible at that point, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
This
these
is a
people that are
business.
gifting all their memberships, they are the unsung heroes of all of us. We got the David Chandlers, the Dave Daffalers, the Vaping Dagos, the Tiffs. If I didn't say your name, I apologize. There's so many just kind-hearted people that apparently have money that, and without them, none of this would be happening. We wouldn't be here tonight. Maybe we would be, but we certainly wouldn't be having a
Here
small
without
income.
Howard Stern.
Yeah. So we love and appreciate all of you.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wait,
so thank you guys.
So what? You
Yes,
don't agree
we
with that?
We
Okay.
agree. Yeah. I don't have memberships, but I would be
Right, you
thankful
need
too.
to have memberships. And
He's
again,
getting fit.
no, I'm
Sorry,
not.
that was your foot stuff.
I gotta do. So what'd you guys cover today? It's the week in the Dabbleverse. What was the big news?
Oh, that's something we did not cover. Thank you for saying that, Ray, because Carlos had mentioned we would be saying who the Dabbler of the week, month, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, shit. Wow. I never should have. I'm retiring.
You-
Yeah. I'm going to
All false
nominate.
advertise.
Oh, man. And now I'm bummed because I had the fix in with Spears. I had rigged this. I told Spears to vote for the guy that I'm going to nominate.
Cheater.
And yeah, he left. So I'm going to argue that Aaron Imholt of the Steel Toe Morning Show is the Dabbler of the week.
You're going to
ladies and
lose this
gentlemen.
one.
Now, here is why.
See, I
He
don't know this
had-
because I don't want nothing against Aaron, but I don't watch like his
Nobody
show
does,
and
Ray.
stuff.
Don't worry.
No, I don't mean that as an insult. When I did watch,
I know.
the show,
I
it
don't
was
either.
fine. I
You can
just-
still
but
vote,
I-
Ray. You can still vote.
You will be voting.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what he's done this week, so I can't.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay, all right.
He had a successful event at Stoney's. I
Yes,
know there's some I don't know, from I saw pictures on
That wasn't
April.
this week.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So you're already losing the argument, but please proceed.
It was still talked about, right? Didn't he come back Monday and he's riding off that wave? He was propelled from his
victory tour.
It was mentioned on the WATP Steel Toe breakdown by John Jamingo. I just realized
Who?
we never got into that.
I don't know who that guy
The
is.
guy
but okay.
Jamingo who came on as like a Steel Toe fan, and then in the very beginning he said like, I don't know, he didn't know Steel Toe history, whether he got fired from his radio job or resigned or what the story was. And to me, right there, that's the problem with Steel Toe. He tells so many different stories, even his fans don't know like what the exact history of it is because it's sort of dishonest. But anyway, I'm gonna say that he surpassed 10,000 views thanks to Kevin Brennan.
Subscribers.
He was 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate that. He also had the conflict with Patrick Melton. I mean, Patrick Melton tried to get to 10,000 subscribers before him, which I thought was hilarious. They mentioned Steel Toe, that effort that was going on during the BS show. He was the subject of a WATP episode that I would say didn't really neuter him, right? And the whole problem with the WATP episode on Steel Toe was that if you watch Patrick Melton, that show has been taken apart months ago. So nothing that was introduced is really going to feel new.
And if you're
so
talking
that was
about
sort of a
the
win for Steel Toe.
WATP episode, then I mean it wasn't really a WATP episode. I'm sorry. You're
Exactly.
talking about-
Another, and that's another reason why I think
Okay.
Aaron is the Dabbler of the week. And I say this, I'm not a Steel Toe fan. This is just honest, right? I'm just speaking without feelings or personal opinions. These are just facts. Also, he had that weird boxing stuff where he challenged Patrick Melton to a boxing match, said he would fly Melton out there. Melton happened to be stream sniping at that moment and accepted immediately, enthusiastically, and repeatedly. And then I think it was the next day, or maybe later that day, or maybe it was that night. Steel Toe had like denied that it happened, and then sort of spun it and said that people won't box him. Even it was crazy, but like him, hate him, Steel Toe, according to me, is the Dabbler of the week.
The 2 weeks. Got to say Dabbler the 2 weeks, because I'm counting his event, doing the heavy lifting in his event.
All right, take that out of it. Still, I don't care if you want to get
I-
that.
so I-
General
I'm
Nayland,
agreeing
can
with
we
you.
do Retard of the week winner Carlos?
Jesus.
So
I'm going.
Can I get a second? Can I get a second?
I'm gonna
Ray?
let Ray I'm gonna let Ray be the final decision. I am going to nominate El
Be
Harible.
Dabbler. Every week you nominate either Be Dabbler or Tukey.
No, I've never nominated either one of them to my recollection. I don't think I've ever done that.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Look who's in. Oh, not that guy. Wait, where'd it go? God damn you.
I don't think I've ever done that, Carlos.
Look, your boss arrived just in time.
El Harible would be the Dabbler of the week, in my humble opinion. He got Stut Jo Depot today. He's been on with Stuttering John, with Tukey. Tukey
Gotta recuse
Mania
yourself.
is running wild.
Conflict of interest. But all right, go ahead.
I've never done this. So El Harible is my Dabbler of the week.
Kinky Loco Carlos acting like OJ has the crazy retarded pick. Tukey wins.
Yes.
Retard of the week between Ian Hawk or OJ. Your hair looks fine. All right, so we've got our nominations. I nominated Aaron Imholt. I realize it's a controversial pick, and the chat is not behind me, but that's okay. B Dabbler, thank you, OJ. It's very brave of you to nominate me. I'm honored. Yeah, really tough to jump on the Tukey train.
I've never done that. You can go back and watch every episode that we've done together and naming the Dabblers of the week. I don't think I've ever once nominated El Harible, and I'm doing it this week.
We got to let us vote. Okay, so Ray, do you have a nomination, or do you have?
Well,
we got people voting in here already. We've got John is the Dabbler of the week. We got a nomination for Jake Hudson.
Millennium.
Oh, Carlos, I've got me and you are nominated for our Ray thing before Shuli came in. Cardiff, I actually did invite Cardiff. I nominate Ray Sobriety, Stay Strong, Big Cat. That's cool. We got a Boo. Tukey's been killing it.
Yes.
We got K. We got another B Dabbler.
Yes. It's obvious.
Ray, where do you go, Ray?
Aaron Imholt. That's he doesn't even consider himself in our universe, so I don't know how.
Doesn't matter.
Vote for him. Okay, you're right. That's fine. It's your.
There are no rules. Let's do this. Is
You're the tiebreaker, Ray.
Here's why.
So you got to vote for either Aaron or
First
B
of all,
Dabbler.
you're doing this all in front of Tukey fans. There's no Aaron Imholt fans in here, so it's not fair. If you say Aaron or Tukey, obviously everyone's going to.
I'm sorry for being brave.
That's what they're going to do. But I will say this: B Dabbler, Tukey.
Yes,
they're going to be the. They're going to be the Dabbler of the week next week. I'm giving it to Aaron just because of that successful event in Minnesota. I thought it was awesome.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I don't care, but that's what
This
I'm going
is this
off of.
week.
I'm just giving him that week. I don't know what
You
he
can't
did.
do
this
that.
week. I don't
No,
give a
no.
shit. Okay, I'm going for the Dabbler of 2 weeks. That's what
Okay,
I'm
so
doing.
last
I
week
set up
you're
my own
giving
time.
him. What about this week?
Troll alert.
Ladies and gentlemen, the polls are now closed in a stunning upset victory.
No,
Aaron
hang on,
Imholt,
hang on,
the
hang on.
Steel Toe Morning Show is this week's Insufferable Bastards Dabbler of the Week.
Let
Thanks
me
to Ray
explain
Leader.
myself. Let me explain myself.
There's no explanation, Ray. It's
Listen,
final. Doesn't matter.
It's
this
over,
is,
Ray.
No, this is my thing. Okay, but I say that Aaron is the Dabbler of the 2 weeks. I'm just doing the 2 weeks.
There's no 2 weeks.
The week
It's this week.
This week, be
Can you read our
Dabbler.
super chat, Ray? We have a super chat.
Wait,
Carlos
let Ray finish his
Certain-
thought.
No. That's not how it works, Ray.
Carlos's shirt makes me look like Magnum PI.
Makes you look.
I love Hawaiian shirts.
Magnum PI pig. Oh, he's saying Magnum P. Magnum Pig.
Fuck fact.
Magnum Pig.
OJ wears
That's funny,
Hawaiian
yeah.
shorts all summer.
But no, listen to my fucking argument. Okay. Yes, El Harible had a better week this week, and he's great. He's going to
So
have
he's the
better
dabbler of
week.
the week.
But listen, the week
Yes,
before
thank
that,
you.
it was Aaron. So and
Last week,
Aaron's
it's Dabbler of the
No,
week.
this is all. You can't do it. You can't, Ray. You can't change your vote. You voted. It's on the
Yes,
record.
I did. I'm
You
still
can't
sticking
go.
with Aaron.
Take
I'm
us to
extreme-
take me to court. Then take me to court.
All right, I'm
It's not
taking
the
it
way it
quick.
works.
Hi, Carlos. Hi, Carlos.
Cardiff Electric. What about Carlos's toilet? He is the. It wasn't my toilet. It was a shower, as stated on the record on the Kevin Brennan stream. Your daddy, Cardiff Electric.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump off and see what's going on Brennan's stream. Just he might.
If you get an invite, send it to us so we can jump on.
because he might hit me up. So I will.
All right, that was Ray DeVito. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Ray DeVito, for coming on by. Ray has left the stream.
He was kicked off the stream.
I mean, he wants to come on. He's like, I'll be home in 10 minutes. It took about a half hour. What are you doing?
I was coughing. I just hit my vape. Sorry.
All right, maybe we'll go through.
Let's snipe Kevin for a minute.
Brennan is done for the night. Oh, we missed it. I missed it. MLC is finished.
Damn it. Thank fucking Ray.
Oh, it was you.
No, it was Ray. I wanted to snipe him. Ray didn't want to. It wasn't me.
I do want to get Cardiff on here and talk
Send
about
him a link.
he's not around. The origin of his
Around. He
beef.
can get on his phone.
No, I don't want to.
He was calling me all day long and begging me to help him with stuff, and I did help him. And you're welcome, Cardiff.
Because I don't get the origin of the beef is it's a little, I don't know. It needs to be. It's a little Gulf of Tonkin, if you ask me. You know what I mean? There's a war that started, and I don't know if KB is completely in the wrong. I get that Cardiff feels the way he does, but there's something I don't want to talk about it because he's not here. I don't want to send him, a shitty link to his phone.
See, that's something that's fucked up about my personality is that, and I'm sorry if I'm slurring a little bit, people out there. I just noticed that I did, but I always seem to root for the underdog. And it feels like Kevin is the underdog right now, even though he's really not. But in our universe, it feels like he is the underdog. So I've kind of been.
He's one man against
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been rooting for. I've been tuning into KB a little bit more this week.
Nasty Al, quit kissing KB's taint, Carlos. But that was OJ talking about that. I'm Carlos. Somebody thought I was Dr. Chow.
You're not?
The floating anus is hammered. Mega G, I cringe, but came over. Chow won the day. I'm afraid to mention either of those guys. It was like King Kong versus the Godzilla of trolls. The two of those guys get together. I don't know how that
was entertaining. I gotta say, Ian Hawk calling in, and I found it very entertaining.
Yeah, that was really something. KB stands alone against the Shuli Empire like 300.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
I was reading. Maybe we'll end on this. I saw like a
ending.
This New York Times article from 1996, and it's about the Luna Lounge, which was the alt comedy venue of kind of famous because it was like where Mark Maron came from. Anyway, it goes through this whole list of comedians before they were famous. And Kevin Brennan's quoted in there. It's sort of interesting to read. So, but
yes.
And the other thing that I want to talk about, and I totally forgot about this. God damn it.
Obnoxious John. That's another thing. This upper lip thing, it doesn't exist. It's the stupidest thing ever. It's just dumb.
Shuli's Jewish. He can't help it.
That's a fucking fact. That fucking gay man up.